Okay, I'm going to be a little topical today, and I hope that you'll forgive me. I hope it isn't too obnoxious. Um, and I'm going to be talking about a subject that I maybe don't have any business talking about, and that's a conversation I'll be happy to have with anybody in the comments below. Um, but for now, fuck it. Here's my opinion. No, as an observer of popular culture and pop cinema, I find it fascinating, and as a Jungian, I do thoroughly believe that if you want to peek in on what's going on in the collective unconscious of a culture at any given time, just, yeah, look at its popular movies. So right now, it's very much about hero mythology. You know, we have the Marvel and DC universes, we have Star Wars and all of its offshoots, we had Lord of the Rings and all these very Joseph Campbellian, fairy tale-y, Greek mythy things going on, and we're basically spinning our own contemporary mythologies through these movies. And there are an awful lot of, it seems, white males right now, unless they're bots, some of them might be bots, who are very upset and very vocal online about some gender casting choices in the new Captain Marvel film, as well as some quotes from Brie Larson about representation in cinema and audience turnout. And a lot of guys are like, all right, fine then, I'm not going. A lot of shitty, catty things being said right now by a lot of cis white dudes. And I find it fascinating. I feel like they wouldn't be this deeply triggered if they didn't feel so genuinely threatened. That's really what I think is going on. This is something, this kind of like, I don't know, broad, basic, archetypal type of storytelling is something that I guess for a long time now has been monopolized by 18 to 24-year-old white dudes. I mean, like, obviously nerds never really grow up, so there are a lot of 35 and 45-year-old people at conventions and stuff. No comment! But, for whatever reason, I think other groups maybe just weren't interested in this type of storytelling for a long time. And now there is more of a demand by different groups to see themselves represented in these pop culture, storytelling formats. Which makes absolute sense. That's what this stuff is for. These are not meant to be unique, original films about, complex, realistic characters, or even believable characters or situations. These are, archetypal fantasies, and very basic character types onto whom we, the audience, project ourselves and imagine ourselves having these adventures and being forced to make choices that these characters would make that we would never have to make in our lives, probably. There's something to be said for that, in the way that our monster mythology perhaps represented ways of thinking that we wanted to evolve away from. Our heroic mythologies, of course, represents places that we would like to go individually and collectively, ways in which we would like to improve as humans. And I think a lot of guys are unfortunately just feeling threatened that they have to share this now with other groups. But globalization is real, and you can't avoid it anywhere, and that's okay. It doesn't mean that we're not going to be represented in movies anymore. It just might mean that other people might have their movies too, and that we might be asked, encouraged, or even compelled and curious ourselves one of these days to check out one of these other films and experience life through somebody else's spandex and boots and capes.